My life fell apart in just a matter of days, and by the time I realized what was happening, it was almost too late. My name is Mitchell Jenna, and it all started on a Monday morning at my usual coffee shop. I was running late for work, ordering my regular latte, when the payment machine beeped red. "Declined," the barista said, giving me an awkward look. "That's weird," I said, frowning. "Can you try again?" She swiped it twice more. Both times, declined. I pulled out cash instead, muttering an apology, and rushed to my car. Sitting in the driver's seat, I opened my banking app to check my account balance. It showed $1. I stared at the screen in disbelief. There should have been over $3,000 in there. I scrolled frantically through my recent transactions. Friday, 11:34 p.m., ATM withdrawal, $2,000. Saturday, 6:15 a.m., ATM withdrawal, $1,200. I was home both nights, sound asleep. My hands trembled as I called the bank. The woman who answered sounded professional but skeptical. She said, "Ma'am, these withdrawals were made with your card and the correct PIN number." Then she asked me to hold on. After a few minutes, she came back on the line and said, "The security footage from both ATMs showed that you made the transactions." "That's impossible," I said, my voice rising. "Someone must have cloned my card, or..." "Is your card currently missing?" she interrupted. I checked my wallet. The card was right there, exactly where it should be. So I replied, "No, but..." "Then I'm afraid you're responsible for all transactions made with your PIN," she said. "We can open a fraud investigation, but if the footage confirms your identity, there's nothing we can do." She hung up. I sat there in the parking lot, chest tight, trying to understand. How could security footage show me somewhere I'd never been? At the office, I couldn't focus on anything. My mind kept circling back to those impossible withdrawals. Around noon, my coworker Tamara walked past my desk and stopped. And with a tight smile, she said, "You look stressed. Problems at home?" Tamara had despised me ever since I got promoted to senior analyst 6 months ago. She'd wanted that position badly. Since then, she'd made my work life miserable, undermining me in meetings, spreading rumors to other colleagues, and sending passive-aggressive emails copying our boss. "I'm fine," I replied shortly, not looking up from my computer. She leaned against my cubicle wall and said, "Really? Because you look like your world's falling apart. But anyway, it's nice to see you struggling for once. Maybe now you'll understand what it feels like." "Tamara, I don't have time for this," I muttered. "Of course you don't," she scoffed. "You never have time for anyone but yourself." She walked away, leaving me feeling even worse. My phone buzzed. A text from my best friend, Claire. "Lunch today? You seem off lately. Want to talk?" I texted back immediately. "Yes, please. I really need to talk." Claire and I had been best friends for 3 years, ever since our sophomore year of college. We'd gotten close after one terrible night when I found her on the rooftop of our dorm building. She was standing on the ledge, crying and ready to jump. Her mother had died 2 weeks earlier, and her father blamed her for it. He'd screamed at her that she was the reason her mother had a heart attack, that the stress of dealing with Claire had killed her. Claire had nothing left that night, no reason to keep going. I talked to her for 2 hours on that rooftop, slowly and carefully, until she finally stepped back from the edge. I stayed with her through therapy sessions, through her darkest days, and helped her rebuild her life piece by piece. We became inseparable after that. At lunch, we met at the sandwich shop near my office. Claire took one look at my face and immediately grabbed my hand. "What's wrong?" she asked, her voice full of concern. I told her everything, the bank account, the impossible withdrawals, the security footage that supposedly showed me. "That's identity theft," she said immediately, squeezing my hand. "Jenna, you need to file a police report right away." "But the bank said the footage shows me?" I whispered. "How is that even possible?" Claire leaned forward and said, "I've been reading about this. There's technology now called deepfake. People can put anyone's face on video footage. It's terrifying, but it's real." "Why would someone do this to me?" I asked, my voice breaking. "I don't know," she whispered gently, "but we're going to figure it out together. You're not alone in this, I promise." I wanted to cry from relief. Claire was the one person I could always count on. That evening, I was making dinner in my apartment when my phone rang. Unknown number. I answered hesitantly. "Is this Jenna Mitchell?" a man's voice asked. "Yes? This is Officer Andrew from the Metro Police Department. We need you to come to the station tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. There's been an incident involving you that we need to discuss. My stomach dropped. What kind of incident? We'll discuss the details in person, he replied. Tomorrow at 9. Don't be late. He hung up before I could ask anything else. I called Claire immediately, panicking. She came over within 20 minutes with a bottle of wine and takeout food. It's probably about the bank account, she said, trying to calm me down. They're just following up on your fraud report. Then why did he sound so serious? I asked. Because police always sound serious, she said. Try to relax. I'll go with you tomorrow if you want. Would you? I asked, feeling pathetic for needing her there. Of course, she replied, pulling me into a hug. That's what best friends are for. The next morning, Claire and I walked into the police station together. Officer Andrew was a middle-aged man with tired eyes and a skeptical expression. He led me to a small interrogation room and pulled up a video on his computer. Do you recognize this location, Miss Mitchell? He asked, turning the screen toward me. It was security footage from a convenience store I'd never seen before. The timestamp read, Saturday, 6:47 a.m. I don't think so, I said carefully. He pressed play. A woman in a black jacket walked into the store, moved quickly to the shelves, grabbed cigarettes, alcohol, and batteries, and walked straight out the door without paying. As she turned toward the exit, the camera caught her face clearly. It was my face. That's not me, I whispered, feeling cold all over. Without commenting, Officer Andrew pulled up another video and said, This is from a pharmacy on Sunday afternoon. I watched in horror as the same thing happened. A woman with my face walked into a pharmacy, waited until the pharmacist was distracted, took several bottles of prescription medication from behind the counter, and left. I wasn't at either of these places, I said, my voice shaking. Someone's using my face. It's deepfake technology or face swapping or something. I'm being framed. How exactly would someone do that? Officer Andrew asked, crossing his arms. I don't know, I said desperately, but I'm telling you, that's not me. Miss Mitchell, these are serious theft charges, he said. The total value of stolen items exceeds $800. That's a serious offense in this state. I understand that, but I didn't do it, I insisted. He sighed heavily. We'll need you to provide alibis for these specific dates and times, and I need to advise you not to leave town while we investigate. Am I under arrest? I asked, my heart pounding. Not yet, he said, but don't make plans to go anywhere. Outside the station, I practically collapsed against Claire. She held me up, guiding me to her car. This is insane, she said, starting the engine. Someone is deliberately framing you. But who would do this? I have no idea, I said, putting my head in my hands. What about Marcus's girlfriend? Claire suggested.